Okay, so I just finished the Nissan LEAF test drive thing, and it was good. It was quiet, peppy. My CRZ still feels a little bit more energetic than it, but it's pretty roomy. It looks cool. Yeah, learned stuff about it. We went on tour. Took about 20 minutes or so. So here's some clips from the day and a little bit from the drive. Yeah.
Now, because they are batteries and because it's an electric vehicle, sir, where do you go for electricity?
San Diego Power.
There you go. Yes, you go to your utility provider. And luckily for most of you, your utility provider has probably conveniently put wires in the ground and put those wires in your house. So when you want to charge the Leaf, you can actually do it one of three ways. The first way is the extension cord, essentially. It's in the trunk. Okay, so it's got a power outlet on one end, and on the other end, it's got a plug that plugs into your Leaf. So you can take that extension cord out, essentially, and trickle charge your Leaf. It takes about 18 to 20 hours. Okay? So that's the lowest level of charging. That's like the spare tire of charging. Now, if you want something a little faster, you have to mount a home charging unit in your garage, your parking space, or you can use one of the public charging stations. Those are actually on the wall behind this thing. So you can see the one on the left is the wall-mounted unit. The one on the right is the pedestal style. And those will charge the Leaf in approximately 8 hours, from 0 to 100%. So those are the at-home charging stations, essentially. So that runs on 240 volts of electricity. Now, if you're not satisfied with an 8-hour charge, if you need to do something else with the rest of your time, we are installing a series of DC quick charging stations. And by we, I mean the EV project in the United States. And so they're working on spending $144 million in government funding through 2011 to install DC quick charging stations in the first 7 markets where the Nissan LEAF will be available. So Washington State, Oregon, California, Arizona, Texas, Tennessee, and Washington, D.C. In this room, the cell phone here, actually, it's an iPhone, obviously iPhone 4G, and this iPhone has an application on it that will allow you to communicate with your car. So this will allow you to do things like begin charging at a certain time of day. It'll allow you to stop charging at a certain time of day. Your phone will even get text messages or emails from your car letting you know that your car has reached a certain charge level. So if you set it to charge at midnight and you want it to stop charging at 5 a.m., you can do that with your phone. Or you can actually do that anywhere you've got a wireless connection. Because the car has something called CarWings Telematics. The CarWings system is free for the first 3 years. After that, it's sort of like a satellite subscription service. Okay, so you can use your phone to program your car. And your car can communicate with your phone and therefore communicate with you. However, we can't make sure that you charge your phone. Please keep your phone charged. Otherwise, the other cool thing about the CarWing system is that you can preheat or pre-cool the car before you actually get in it. So while your car's plugged in, it doesn't automatically begin charging. You can set it to begin charging whenever you want to. So you plug it in, and it doesn't immediately begin drawing electricity from the grid, like a refrigerator or a microwave or anything else. So if you want your car to warm up or cool down to 75 degrees before you drive off to work every morning, you can program it to do that. And when you do that, you're actually extending your range. Because using electricity from the grid to cool down the interior of the car saves that same electricity that you would use from the lithium-ion battery. Plugged in, you can extend your range. Because if you were sitting in traffic running the heater or using the air conditioning, you would reduce the amount of range that you have available. not by half or even 25%, but you would reduce it maybe 10 miles or 12 miles or something in that neighborhood. Okay? So doing that before you drive the car actually can extend your range. Now we know that LEAF is not for everybody. In fact, it's not for 5% of the American population who drives a greater distance than 100 miles every day. But for the 95% of Americans who drive 100 miles or less in a day, it's a great vehicle for them. And it's an even better vehicle for the 70% of Americans who drive 40 miles or less in a day. So the tool here is just a really easy way to calculate, how much do I drive?
If I want to go to LA on the weekend, do I take the LEAF or do I have to take another car?
How often do you go to LA on the weekends? Every weekend?
Once a week.
Once a week? Okay. Well, as new power stations come online, I don't want to say, LEAF isn't the great car for you, because if you really want it, LA is, just out of that distance there of 100 miles. I mean, let's see here. Let's say we'll restart this. What's your zip code?
92122.
And let's put your home somewhere in this area. And let's say you're leaving from home. You're going to go the whole way up to LA. All right? Put it down here. Let's go to Los Angeles. So let's put work right up here. Okay. So this is going to say that you need to recharge 2 times. Once on the way there, once on the way home.
How many hours is the charging station?
That all depends. Right now, I just don't know the framework. I don't know the network of charging stations around. But you can see there's one here, there's one here, there's one here, there's one here. And there's also 2 right here, which doesn't do you much good because that's where your home is. So on the way, if you can make it up to Santa Ana or Anaheim, you may be able to charge up there for a little bit. Now, as that infrastructure rolls out, electricity is everywhere. There's electrical lines running under the street. There's electrical lines running underneath that building over there. In fact, we're generating electricity right here. So there are electrical lines everywhere. We just don't have the charging stations up.
Oh my goodness, silver line. Hi, how's it going?
What's your name?
Daryl.
Daryl, Ken, nice to meet you.
Ken, nice to meet you.
Friday?
Cool.
Yeah, are you okay with that?
Whoa. How's it going today?
It's alright, it's not
Cool.
bad. The weather is a little gloomy, but it doesn't interfere with our schedule today.
Yeah.
Okay, so step on that brake and then turn on the car.
Okay. Is it on?
Yeah, music comes on, tell you that the car is on. Check your mirrors, make sure they're good.
Would you be able to do me a favor? You don't have to if you don't want to. Could you record the first few minutes of the drive?
For a few minutes, it won't hurt.
Yeah. Cool. Okay.
Alright, so to drive it, shift the toggle left and down.
Left and down.
Disengage the parking brake right there. Just one time, yeah. Push it down.
Oh.
It's off and you're good to go. Watch the cones.
Okay.
Yeah, don't run over anything now. We're gonna make a right and then another right.
Okay. So quiet, it's weird.
Then we're gonna make a right here.
Okay.
How's it so far?
It's nice. Now, I heard that they're gonna be like putting sound so that deaf people can hear.
Yeah, it will come standard in this car when
Oh,
it comes out in full production. Yes.
Oh, okay.
You have any questions about the dashboard or anything?
No, not really. This is the charge and
Yep.
is that the
battery temperature?
Oh, okay.
Yep. Battery temperature's on left.